Dear students, welcome to our new video. Today we will be discussing the equipotential surface. The last video we have seen the electric potential due to dipole, electric potential due to point charge, etc. Now, as you can see, I came with a political map of India. You may be wondering why I am with a political map. Okay, anyway, without wasting time, let me write our topic, equipotential surface. I will tell you why I came with India map. Okay, let us consider different parts of India. This is northern part, southern part, and this will be the eastern part and western part. Now let us consider a group of people want to go for a pleasure trip. So I have taken this video just to explain equipotential surface. Now what I am going to do is simply drawing some line from the northmost part of India to the southmost part of India. As you can see, I am going to draw some lines which will divide India equally into east and west. Okay, now as I told you, a group of people want to go to an excursion or a tour. Let me mark it as two points A and B through which the line passes. Now let us consider people from Gujarat or the eastern part of India want to go to either Jammu Kashmir or Kerala. So they have two options. One is Kerala, the beautiful place, and Jammu Kashmir, of course, a heavenly place. They have decided to go to these places. Now what is their problem now? It is actually not a problem. Actually they have two choices. So as you can see that people from Gujarat can go to Jammu and Kashmir and Kerala, and if I draw two lines, one is to Kerala and another one is to Jammu and Kashmir, it will be looking like this. And you can see the perpendicular distance is shown to the line, and similarly the people, if they want to travel from West Bengal to Kerala, so I am drawing a perpendicular distance like this, and similarly to Jammu and Kashmir the distance will be like this, and you can see an approximate perpendicular distance will be the same. Okay, I am taking only an approximate distance. Now let us consider the people from Gujarat can visit Jammu and Kashmir and Kerala with almost the same distance, similarly from West Bengal also. Okay, if I draw a perpendicular line from West Bengal and the Gujarat, it will make a same distance to the line AB. It is not the same distance, but there will be a small difference, of course. Now what I am trying to say is the people from both Gujarat and West Bengal will have the same tendency to visit both Kerala and Jammu Kashmir, as the distance from this area will be the same. So any places which lies on the line AB will have the same tendency to be visited by the people from Gujarat and West Bengal. Similarly, if I draw another line which will pass us through Bihar and Odisha approximately, which will be parallel to AB, and I am going to draw two lines from Gujarat and towards Bihar and Odisha, an approximate distance. Don't take it as a precise, it is subject to a correction. Now you can see that all the places which lies on the line AB will have a common tendency to be visited by the people of Gujarat. And similarly, as we have already discussed this matter, any place which lies on the line AB will also have a common tendency to be visited by the Gujarat people. Okay, so the matter is very simple, that only angle is different according to the language of mathematics, but all these places will have a common tendency to be visited by people from a particular location. In a very simple language, I am telling you, if you belongs to Gujarat and you will have a same tendency to visit all the places which lies on the line AB, that is some part of Punjab, some part of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, etc. That means very clearly all the places which lie on the line AB and CD will have a same tendency for visiting. That is, we can clearly tell that they are equipotential lines. That is, AB and CD are equipotential. So clearly, AB and CD are two equipotential lines. So if I consider it as a surface, then it will be equipotential surface. So surface means it is in two dimension. So if I consider a surface which passes through both the lines AB and CD, all points which lie on the surface AB will have a constant potential, means same potential. Okay. Similarly, if I consider a line CD also will have a constant potential. Let me take a piece of paper and fold it into a rectangle. So all the points in this paper rectangle will have a same potential because this paper is passing through AB. Similarly, the paper, if it passes through CD, will also have another potential, but all the potential will be constant at CD. But don't be confused that both AB and CD will have a same potential. No, all points will have a same potential at AB, and all points at the line CD will also have a same potential, but will be different. That is the only thing. Okay, why did I say Gujarat and the people of Gujarat? Because these people have a common tendency to visit all the places which lies on the straight line. So come to the real physics. As you know, what is a potential? Potential is a tendency to move a charged particle from one point to another point. So let us consider a positive charge in space. These are the electric field lines, means electric lines of force I am drawing. So you can draw n number of electric field lines. So if I mark some points which are at equidistance from the center of the positive charge, then I will get a circle like this. If it is in space, it will be a sphere. And similarly, if I mark some other points which will also have another distance, a common distance from the center of the positive charge, then I will get another surface S1 and S2, let it be. And we can say that both S1 and S2 are concentric spheres with equipotential, means potential will be constant at S1 and S2. S1 will have one potential, S2 will have another potential, but all points in S1 will have a same potential, and similarly all other points which lies in S2 will also have another potential, but all the potential will be constant. So from the diagram it is clear that the electric field lines are just perpendicular to the equipotential surface. Equipotential surface which will be always perpendicular to the electric field lines. Similarly, if I draw equipotential surfaces for a negative charge also, so these lines represents electric field lines. As you can see that electric field lines will converge into negative charge, and these are the two concentric spheres S1 and S2 or S3 or S4 or anything, but anyway this will be concentric spheres are considered as a equipotential surface. The point is very simple, that in space equipotential surfaces for point charges will be concentric spheres. Now for a dipole, what will happen to the dipole, because dipole is always a wonder for us. So dipole, you know what is dipole? It's an arrangement of one positive and one negative charge separated by a very small distance. I can draw electric field lines. Lines will start from positive charge and will be ending on negative charge. This is not a electric equipotential surface. Don't be confused with equipotential surface and electric field lines. And electric field lines will converge us into negative charge and will be diverging from the positive charge. Okay, so I will try to draw equipotential surface, and you should be very much careful, because in some board question paper you can see this kind of a questions to draw equipotential surface for a dipole. So as you know, for a positive charge equipotential surfaces will be concentric spheres, and for positive charge this will be, and for negative charge also concentric spheres. But there is some tricky difference. You can see clearly, you may see that the space between the positive and negative charge spheres will have a small gaps, but outside the positive and negative charge, that means left side and right side, you can see the gap is very less. Now I am trying to draw equipotential surfaces for similar charges. Let us consider two positive charges in space. As usual, here also electric potential will be, potential surfaces will be concentric spheres, and you should see very minutely that the space between two potentials between the charges will be more. And I am drawing another equipotential surface. See, the gap is very less outside the charges, but between, see, you can see this gap is more, but here the gap is less. That is the only difference. It is just a reverse of the potential for dipole. Now for the negative charge also, if it is this way for two positive charges, then definitely equipotential surface will be looking like this for two negative charges also. I am drawing just for your confirmation. You can see the gap between two fields inside the charges, between the charges, will be much more. Okay, we have studied about equipotential surface and some shapes of equipotential surface for positive charge and a negative charge, and of course for a dipole also we have studied. Next we have a small derivation, that is for electric potential and the electric field. So as usual, before any kind of derivation, what is needed? That is, an image is needed, that is a picture or a diagram is needed. So here I am going to draw an equipotential surface as in the form of rectangular lamina. So don't think that equipotential surfaces will be always only in the form of a sphere. No, depending upon the shape of the charge configuration, the equipotential surface will be also different. So here I have two surface S1 and surface S2. Both will have a different potentials, but potential at S1 will be constant and potential at S2 will be also constant. They are normally separated by a small distance dl. So you can take a dr also. Delta L is also you can take it. So anyway, both S1 and S2 will be of different potentials, that is V1 and V2. You can take V2 and V1 also, no problem. Anyway, we want to take difference in the potential. So these two surfaces will be kept at a distance of dl. So the difference in potential, I can write it as V1 minus V2, or you can write it as V2 minus V1 also. Anyway, V2 minus V1, if I take as a difference in potential, it will be delta V, which is equal to dV in full differential coefficient. And similarly, the distance between these two laminas S1 and S2 will be delta L or dl or dr. Whatever parameter you like, that you can take it. So V will be work divided by charge. Potential will be work by charge. From the beginning of the class we have studied. That is work W is equal to V into Q. Now, if I consider a unit charge which is moving from one surface to another surface, that is a unit charge, it can be of 1 coulomb or 1 microcoulomb. The above equation I can write W is equal to V, that is the potential. But if I consider V as a change in potential as a V minus V plus delta V, then I can write W is equal to a V minus V plus delta V. Let it be equation number 1. So how V minus V plus delta V comes? That is because V is a potential in the first plate and V plus delta V is the potential in the second plate. So the difference in the potential will be V minus V plus delta V. Okay, let me write rest of the things on the right side. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see the rest of the derivation. Okay, let it be W is equal to V minus V plus delta V, and finally W is equal to dV. It is written. Okay, anyway, from Newtonian mechanics, we already know work W is equal to force into displacement. So we will be correlating this equation with the equation in electrostatics. So you will be wondering how the equation is going to change from Newtonian mechanics to the electrostatics. So here distance dr can be of a dl or delta L, whatever it is. So force F is equal to Q into E. That also you have studied from the beginning of the first lesson. And here Q is equal to 1 coulomb, 1 unit. So the above equation W will be equal to E into distance dl. It can be dr also. So I am writing W is equal to Q into E. Instead of QE, I will write E into dl, which is equal to work. So work done already we know it is a dV. Equation 1 represents dV. So E is equal to dV divided by dl. That is, change in potential with respect to the distance is the electric field. Just see it. Change in potential with respect to the distance is called electric field. Now dV, I am writing the magnitude as a dV itself, but if I write its polarity as a minus, then how can I take minus? Just see equation number 1, W is equal to V minus V plus delta V. Suppose I cancel V and plus V and minus V, then W will be definitely minus delta V. Okay. So dV I am writing as a minus dV. Just how I am considering its polarity. So I can write the above equation, E is equal to minus dV divided by dl. That is, the electric field is the negative change in potential with respect to the length. Just cross multiply it. E dl is equal to minus dV and integrate on both sides. We will get integral E dl is equal to integral minus dV. As you know, integral of dV is equal to V. So V is equal to minus integral E dl. So in general, it will be E dot dl. Or similarly, if I replace dl with dr as a good parameter, convenient parameter, as you can see in the physics textbook, so V is equal to minus integral E dot dr also you can write it. No problem, both are the same. So anyway, potential is the negative integral of the dot product of electric field and the distance. Okay, now we will see some important features of the above equation, that is the electric field and the potential equation. So I am taking the above equation once again here. So electric field E is equal to minus dV by dl. Now let us consider the potential and the electric field. From this equation it is clear that electric field increases with decrease in the potential. Okay, for our convenience of some definitions, we can make some points like this. So the first point will be the electric field will be in the direction of decreasing electrostatic potential. Direction of decreasing potential. That is its meaning. Now let's go to the second point. So here we will write it as a equipotential surface will be perpendicular to the electric field. As you know, we have already derived it. Let us see the diagram. Here you can see that in the first picture, equipotential surface are like a concentric spheres. If I draw a tangent to represent the potential, remember potential is a scalar quantity, it does not have a direction. Even though if I make a tangent as the direction of the potential, then equipotential surface will be perpendicular to the electric field. That means the geometry of the electric potential will be perpendicular to the electric field. That is the conclusion. Now in the second point, if I divide the second point into some other categories, let us consider a charged conductor. A charged conductor in normal situation will be neutral. That means whatever amount of positive charge, that much amount of negative charge will be also there. Suppose this conductor is charged with the positive charges, then the direction of electric field will be looking like this as an arrow, and perpendicular to the direction of electric field we have the potential. That means the entire surface of the conductor will be a uniform potential. That means it will be an equipotential surface. So no doubt here, the surface of charged conductor will be an equipotential surface. Now let it be at the first point, point A. Now when I consider the point B, that is the potential inside the conductor. What will be the potential inside the conductor? As I told you, in normal situation, a conductor will be a neutral with the same amount of positive and negative charges. So the above equation V is equal to E dot dl, I can write as dr also correct. Okay, so E is equal to dV minus dV divided by dl. So E is the electric field. So what will be the electric field inside the conductor? As I told you, the electric field will be vanished inside the conductor because same amount of charges, opposite charges will be there. So electric field will vanishes. So the equation minus dV by dl is equal to 0. So of course V is equal to constant because the derivative of a constant will be 0. So here potential is a constant. So conclusion is very simple. The potential inside the conductor will be a constant. That is what we call as the equipotential volume. So from the above equation, one more thing also we can say, that is the vanishing of electric field inside the conductor. That is potential is a constant. That is what we call as the electrostatic shielding. We will study about the electrostatic shielding in the later cases. Now let us consider some negative charges arranged serially, and similarly some positive charges are also arranged in the right side of the negative charge. The direction of electric field I can draw from positive charge to a negative charge. So this is an example of a uniform electric field. So what will be the shape of the equipotential surface for a uniform electric field? Definitely the equipotential surface will be always perpendicular to the electric field. So here it will be like a rectangular lamina. Rectangular lamina means rectangular lamina will be the shape of the equipotential surface. You will study about this in later classes. S1 and S2 are two equipotential surface. So why did I say like this? Because in the case of capacitors, we will study the uniform electric field between the plates of a uniformly charged electric plates.